Welcome to Pod Studio, level up your fluency from trending topics. Today we are going to talk about choosing the right business AI assistant.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you're a business leader, maybe a CTO, there's this huge question now, right? It's gone from maybe theoretical to, well, pretty much existential. How do you actually pick the right AI assistant for your whole organization? I mean, we're way past just playing around with individual chatbots now. We're talking about these integrated enterprise-level systems, the kind designed to sit right inside your core workflows, potentially changing how your entire company operates. So our mission today, let's try and cut through all the marketing hype. We're doing a deep dive into some really interesting source materials, specifically research from the Enterprise Technology Association. And this report, well, it doesn't pull any punches. It directly compares Microsoft Copilot against its main rivals, focusing on serious, large-scale business use.
Yeah, and that comparison is so important because this decision, it isn't just about which one has the coolest features. It's really strategic alignment. We need to boil down the specific pros, the really critical cons, and exactly where each of these top contenders actually fits best. So by the end of our chat, you should have a clear framework really to align what is a massive investment with your current tech stack, what your users actually need, and the bigger picture organizational priorities. We're zeroing in on those trade-offs, the ones you absolutely have to weigh up before you commit to a huge contract.
Okay, good. Let's unpack this. And I think we have to start where, well, pretty much everyone starts. The one that's kind of setting the benchmark right now, Microsoft Copilot for Business. The leader, really, in seamless integration. When you look at the research, its core strengths jumps right out at you, doesn't it? That deep, deep integration into the whole Microsoft 365 ecosystem. It's not just some bolt-on thing. It's AI help baked right into Word, Excel, Outlook, Teams, PowerPoint. If your company basically lives in that Microsoft world, Copilot's just there.
Yeah.
Always.
And the value proposition there is pretty immediate, isn't it? It's relief from all that context switching. Think about that daily grind, right? You've got 3 windows open, you're summarizing an email chain, pasting notes into PowerPoint, then formatting some table in Excel based on meeting notes. It's exhausting. Copilot aims to automate those little tedious connections in office work. The report actually points out how it can turn, say, a 45-minute chore into maybe 5 minutes of just reviewing the output.
Right, that efficiency boost. And it's built on a specific tech foundation. Yeah, it's not just slapping a language model onto Outlook.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it runs on GPT-4, that's true. But the real secret sauce, arguably, is its connection through Microsoft Graph. Now, this is super important for enterprise use because the AI doesn't just get language, it gets your company's data. Contextually, anyway. It has access, based on permissions, of course, to know which documents you've looked at, who you met with last week, what projects are live. It grounds the LLM in your specific corporate reality. And for companies where governance is everything, that compliance angle is a really big deal because it lives inside the Microsoft bubble. Things like enterprise-grade compliance and security are, well, pretty much built in from the start. That definitely makes life easier for the compliance folks.
Okay, that sounds almost too good to be true. Integration, efficiency, compliance, it ticks all the boxes. Yeah. But my immediate reaction, and I bet many listeners too, is, okay, where's the catch? Does the research actually put a number on this? This seamless integration usually costs, right, a lot.
Oh, it absolutely does. And this is probably the big aha moment or maybe moment for business leaders. Yeah. The cost, the sheer financial hit, the Enterprise Technology Association report is very direct. Copilot typically costs around $30 per user per month.
Wow.
And crucially, you've got to remember, that's on top of your existing Microsoft 365 licenses, like E3 or E5.
$30 per user per month. That's a huge new operational expense.
Yeah.
If you have, say, a few thousand employees, you're suddenly looking at millions added to your annual software spend.
Yeah.
Just for this. That definitely shifts it from a nice upgrade to a major strategic budget item needing serious justification.
Absolutely. And then you've got the non-financial risks the report flags up. First, the ecosystem lock-in. You were probably already deep in Microsoft, but this, well, it doubles down on that commitment. Getting out later becomes exponentially harder. Second risk, and this is where things can get messy depending on how organized you are. Potential privacy issues if your file permissions aren't managed really, really carefully. See, Copilot AI will only access and summarize what the individual user already has permission to see, but...
I see where this is going.
Yeah. If your SharePoint sites or shared drives have, let's say, untidy permission structures, people can access folders, maybe they shouldn't. The AI could inadvertently surface sensitive data. Data leakage becomes easier.
That's a fascinating point. The shiny new tech basically exposes your underlying organizational messiness, like holding up a mirror to bad data governance habits you didn't even know you had.
Pretty much. If your permissions are chaos, Copilot just becomes a more efficient tool for chaos in a way.
Okay, so let's summarize Copilot then. The ideal user seems to be an organization already deeply invested in Microsoft 365, one that really values that built-in efficiency and compliance, maybe above flexibility. It shines for document creation, data analysis in Excel, team comms via Teams, but step outside that Microsoft universe, and its usefulness kind of hits a wall.
That's a perfect summary. Copilot is almost the definition of buy-in at almost any cost if you're already fully committed to the platform. That seems to be the key decision point.
Okay, that comparison sets us up perfectly. If Copilot is the premium, high-integration choice for Microsoft shops, what about everyone else? Companies not locked into M365, where do they turn? Let's look at the challengers, and I guess we have to start with Google Gemini, right? The direct competitor in that Office suite space.
Yeah, Gemini is definitely Copilot's most direct rival. It tackles the same core need integrated AI help in your Office suite, but it's specifically tailored for businesses running on Google Workspace. The sources consistently highlight Gemini as a very cost-effective option and strong on collaboration. It works really well within Gmail, Docs, Sheets, the core Google tools. So if your company is firmly a Google shop, Gemini is the natural internal choice.
But is the functionality truly on par? Say I live in Google Sheets all day. Am I going to get that same level of sophisticated data analysis I might expect from Copilot working with Excel?
That's where the report flags a key difference, a potential drawback for some. While Gemini is collaborative, often more affordable, it doesn't quite match Copilot's depth right now, particularly for really complex spreadsheet analysis or those very granular enterprise controls. Microsoft just has decades of history catering to those heavy-duty, Excel-driven, often regulated data environments. The research suggests Copilot still has a noticeable lead there.
That's a really important distinction. Cheaper, good integration for Google users, but maybe lacks that heavy lifting power in spreadsheets.
Got it. Okay, now let's pivot to the other big option, the one that seems to offer maximum power, but maybe also maximum complexity, ChatGPT Enterprise.
Right. ChatGPT Enterprise, it's positioned completely differently. Think of it as the customization powerhouse. Its value proposition isn't about seamless integration into your email or docs out of the box. No, it's selling raw AI power. For businesses that need really unique, maybe cutting-edge AI solutions, this platform gives you incredible access to the underlying models. It offers, frankly, the highest level of customization available. I get the appeal of raw power, definitely. Yeah. But it sounds like a lot of work. If I'm a CIO looking for something relatively plug-and-play, this sounds intimidating. What's the big trade-off here?
The trade-off is basically organizational effort and internal resources. It's significant. If you go with ChatGPT Enterprise, your business has to design its own specific workflows. And critically, you have to build your own integrations. You need to connect it securely to your M365, your Google Workspace, Salesforce, whatever systems you rely on. You don't just switch it on and get email summaries. You have to engineer that connection, secure it, maintain it. So this is really only for organizations where that maximum control and bespoke AI function are absolute must-haves. And crucially, they need the internal engineering talent, the developers, to build and support that complexity long-term. If you don't have dedicated internal automation developers, this probably isn't for you.
Okay, so recapping the general purpose landscape, we've got Copilot, seamless, integrated but expensive. Gemini, cost-effective collaborator, primarily for Google shops. And ChatGPT Enterprise, powerful, customizable, but needs significant internal build effort. But the sources also mention a bunch of other more specialized tools. Let's maybe group these together. Notion AI, Salesforce Einstein, Slack GPT, Zoom AI Companion. What's the common thread, the limitation with this group?
Yeah, the defining factor for that group is specialization. The report really stresses this. They are not general replacements for a full Office suite AI assistant like Copilot or Gemini. They are brilliant, but only within their own specific ecosystems.
Okay.
So take Salesforce Einstein. It can provide amazing CRM insights, automate sales tasks, but that value is locked inside Salesforce. You're not using Einstein to draft a company-wide policy document in Word, for instance. Similarly, Zoom AI Companion is great, fantastic even for summarizing meetings, pulling out action items, but its usefulness ends the moment that Zoom call finishes.
That distinction feels really critical, especially for budget planning. If someone listening is thinking, hey, why don't I just use, say, Notion AI to summarize my knowledge base and skip that $30 Copilot fee?
Yeah.
What's the immediate flaw in that logic?
The immediate flaw is scope. Notion AI just can't handle your day-to-day email in Outlook. It can't analyze your Q3 financial spreadsheet in Excel. It can't help draft that big internal announcement in Word. These specialized tools, they function more like feature upgrades for that specific app, not as your overarching productivity assistant across everything you do. So you might very well use Zoom AI Companion and also pay for Copilot, but the specialized tool just can't replace the broad document handling, communication, and general data analysis that the main Office Suite assistants provide.
That clarifies the purchasing strategy quite a bit. You might end up needing several specialized AIs for specific tasks, but you likely still need that central general assistant. And that central one is the big ticket item.
Exactly, and that brings us nicely to the synthesis, pulling it all together. Looking across this whole landscape, the Enterprise Technology Association really hammers home that leaders need to ground this decision in a core strategic framework. It's not just about picking the AI with the longest feature list.
Yeah, we've sort of touched on this framework throughout, but let's just state it clearly again. What are the 3 critical factors from the source material that should guide this big decision? Okay, number 1, alignment with your existing tech stack. This is almost the simplest filter, right? If you're, say, 90% Microsoft 365, Copilot is clearly the path of least resistance. If Google Workspace runs your world, Gemini is your starting point. Choosing something outside your main ecosystem just ramps up the implementation cost and difficulty massively.
Number 2, user needs. What do your people actually do most? Are they heavily focused on intense document creation, complex structured data analysis? That might lean you towards Copilot. Or is the priority more around rapid collaboration, communication efficiency? That could make Gemini a better fit. And if your needs are really unique, really niche, maybe building a custom AI triage system well, then you might be pushed towards ChatGPT Enterprise.
And number 3, those broader organizational priorities. What do you value most? Is it maximum seamless integration, built-in compliance, ease of use, even with that high recurring cost? That's Copilot's territory. Or are you prioritizing the absolute highest degree of customizability and raw power, even if it means accepting the complexity, the internal effort of building it all yourself? That points towards ChatGPT Enterprise.
So the final analysis, looking at all the data, really, is that Microsoft Copilot offers the most deeply embedded, seamless experience if you're in an M365 environment. For many companies, the value of that immediate integration, despite the cost, will probably win out. However, if that M365 commitment isn't absolute, or if cost is a huge driver, then the alternatives definitely offer compelling value or flexibility. If Google Workspace is your domain, Gemini looks like the optimal balance of cost and essential functionality. But if you have those highly unique requirements, and, crucially, the in-house development resources, then the whole decision shifts. That's where ChatGPT Enterprise can deliver customized power that no off-the-shelf tool can really match. It really does all circle back to defining your environment first before you even look at what the AI can do.
That was a fantastic breakdown, really practical. I think we've delivered on the promise. A shortcut to understanding this complex enterprise AI landscape, getting past the marketing fluff to the real trade-offs, the budget implications, the strategic fits.
And I think that leads perfectly into the final, maybe provocative thought that the source material leaves us with. Something quite fundamental for you to think about going forward. Given the high price of Copilot for that seamless buy option and the heavy internal integration work needed for the build power of ChatGPT Enterprise, how much of your organization's AI strategy should ultimately be built versus bought?
That really is the core question, isn't it?
Yeah.
A genuine fork in the road for the next decade of enterprise tech. Are you going to pay a premium for convenience and immediate integration? Or are you prepared to invest your own engineering resources to build custom workflows that give you unmatched, tailored AI power?
Definitely something to mull over.
Indeed. We'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.